Hey up, I'm Guy Kestevan, the Tester-Man, and this is the Polaris Bikewear gravel route out of Pickering. So, as the name suggests, we're rolling out of Pickering alongside the North Yorkshire Railway. Lovely bit of tarmac to start with as we head north out of the historic market town. It's got roots basically back as far as humanity. I mean, there's Mesolithic sites down near here. It's got a castle, it's got supermarkets, it's got a bike shop, it's got the steam railway, which will be crossing on and off through the ride, and all of those details, and a GPX of the route, and a Strava fly-through. It's even got what looks like a Till of the Hun there. I don't think he ever came to Pickering. That might be a historical leap of faith. But anyway, we're cracking on, and yeah, sorry, all the details that you'll need on this route, as well as route notes, will be on the Polaris Bikewear site. So there'll be a link to that in the description for the video. But yeah, this is, as you can see, beautiful autumnal weather. Hopefully that stays. And it's going to be somewhere around 50k, this route. Suitable, it's kind of trad XC, intermediate gravel, all the way up through Cropton Forest, Levisham, all of Horkham. Big chunk of the kind of flowy single track bits of Dalby. Mountain bike trails, which is why I haven't plotted that. So if I say it's somewhere over 50k, because I haven't plotted those bits, I'm not sure how much they'll add. And then back across the railway and drop down into Pickering. So, should be a cracker of a route. Should be a cracker of a route, and if 50k sounds like a bit too much, then it's really easy to tie off the figure of 8 at Cropton, at Levisham, which cuts it down to about 27, 28k, depending on whether you go to the tea rooms or not. So, as I say, we're across the river now. I mean, that's why it's been such a sort of historic place, because it's right on the edge of the old glacial lakes. And here we are, across the railway. Lovely little signal box. That was set up in 1836 originally as a set up in 1836, horse-drawn originally, got steam trains in about 1840s, and then closed in 1950s, as with a lot of places, and then opened up again in the 70s and become a major tourist attraction and regular film location ever since. So a lot of those train scenes you'll see in Harry Potter are filmed on this railway. Right, we're going uphill now. My arm's going numb, and I've spent 3.5 minutes talking about not a great deal, so let's crack on with the ride. Thanks for coming along with us. So, steady climb out of Pickering on the road, and then turn off onto this old roadway past the farms, heading up towards the North Yorkshire moors. And that's typical. Edge in the way now. That's Cropton Forest over there. Another big old forest with some great gravel riding in, and a Roman practice camp. We'll save that for another day, I reckon. But yeah, surprisingly good surface on this track. Obviously, now I've said this, it's going to go to marsh and puddles. There we are, perfect timing. Route rider's law. And a history fan should know. There's a couple of big Bronze Age barrows just over there, 20 metres across. Been dug out now, so they're not so high. Frankly, I'm ready for a bit of a burial myself. This Ryan's been pinning it all the way up the little, let's not use that word, it's family channel. Oh yeah, Ryan, Graham, you've seen before. Well, you've seen Ryan and Graham before on rides. Mick, He's got his battery charged this time, unlike the Malamon. And Dom from North Yorkshire Moors National Park. Yeah, hard at work this.
Definitely.
It's day at the office, isn't it?
Sure.
Oh, and here you can go down the road, or there's a bridleway descent as well. So we're going to obviously have a go at that one. Don't know why I'm leading. Everybody else is on at least a hardtail mountain bike, if not full suspension, and Mick's on a e-enduro bike. So hopefully this stays relatively tame all the way down. Oh yeah, nice little gravel diversion that. That's not a World Cup wonder. Be perfectly happy on that, whatever bike you've got. And now we're climbing up into Cropton proper. Colours are banging today. Bracken's calming down. Trees are just turning. Hopefully the weather sticks as well. But most of this is really well surfaced. Even if there's a bit of mud over the top, there'll be rock underneath. So, and I've deliberately put this in at the end of the year as an all-weather route. Oh, this is bloody lovely. Beautiful bit of groomed double track. Heading over towards Levisham. Now it's transformed into a little bit of single track on the more to sea route. I don't know. Bit of chat over the roof there. Wait. A dropper post wouldn't go amiss down here, if I'm honest. So yeah, if you're slightly nervous of your gravel bike capabilities, maybe take this one tentatively. I guess we go down here. I haven't actually had time to look at the GPS because I'm having problems uploading the route onto my head unit, so I'm on a watch. There's no way I was taking my hand off the bars down there. Now, this is a bit more gravel bike friendly, but yeah, fun even on a relatively toothy 45s with a suspension fork. So if you're on skinnies, you know, just go a bit steadier. And also, we're bottoming out onto a road here, so you never know who might be coming for a cream tea at Levisham station. So don't just shoot out onto that. Yeah, that was a fun bit. This is all right, isn't it, Mick?
Yeah, if we weren't over the limit. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
That woods was gorgeous.
Yeah. There's the river there. I think we're just coming into...
There's a sick track in there I used to ride from Lister.
Ah, okay.
Came out down here all the way from the top.
And now we're rolling down. Oh, yes. Looks like we're just in time to catch a train coming through Levisham station. Awesome. Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
Way. Oh, I tell you what, if you could smell that on the camera, that's amazing. That's good luck, that is. I mean, they're hourly in summer, but I imagine they're scaled down. It's amazing that something so old can still go so quickly. And that train's pretty quick as well. Oh no, how's that for a soundtrack going uphill? Proper steam train noises. Yeah, I've got at least it's a road climb out of the valley and up onto the tops. Yeah, it's a relatively long one, so take your time. Not too steep, that's about the steepest pitch of it. Oh, and there's a tea rooms at Levisham station. We were too preoccupied with the steam trains to check out the kettles. But yeah, I'll stick the opening times in the caption. It's not a bad place, this North York Moors, is it?
Not bad at all on a day like today.
No. Yeah, for late October. It's beautiful up here. Ah, it's a fair old climb out of Lewisham. But now you can see all the way down the valley. That's Dalby, all the way over that skyline. So we're going up to the north edge of the forest and then rolling round all the way south, or coming back up again. So this is the point where if you wanted to nip it short to 27k, then you just turn right down the valley here rather than left up the valley. This is a lovely little spot, is Lewisham. Pub there, top of the village. Classic linear layout. And then we're pedalling up past the shite tanker. Oh, glad they didn't switch that on. I think it's just got a bit of flatulence. Oh, it's ripe. Again, you can see from these really wide walls, this is classic cattle drove road. So this will go back millennia. And the whole landscape out here is covered in tumuli or Bronze Age barrows, and that's actually an old Romano British settlement over there with ironwork. And to be honest, this was the bit I thought was going to be a soggy mess after the recent rain, but running really nicely still. Some coos enjoying the autumn sun as well. How do? And now we're riding round top of the whole of Hawkham. It's amazing scoop out the head of this valley, which, if you're a geologist, is from gradual erosion over millennia by small streams, or if you're more into your folk history, this is where Wade the Giant scooped up a massive chunk of earth so he could hurl it at his wife, and that's what formed Blakey Topping, which is just over there. So we'll be seeing that later. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous beauty spot. And there's often an ice cream van in a lay-by at the far side. If you're running hot, need some cooling down. I have to say, although it's a sign of oversized domestic violence, it is really damn pretty. And there's a nice little shared use path up the side as well. I think we go up here for the bridle path. And as we roll along the track that's still known as Wade's Wife Way, that's Blakey Topping, which is the lump he threw, that Wade threw at his missus. History does not record whether it contacted dear Mrs. Wade or what she did as a result. And now we're galloping along the top edge of Dalby Forest. Just be careful on this little double track, because if you're on gravel tyres, it's just slightly off camber. And this limestone is proper greasy. Smoothing out the trails for it. And obviously, Dalby's full. Loads of fire roads that you can use to make up your own slightly shorter loop if you want at this point, but I thought as we're here, we may as well loop in some of the more mellow single track for those who want a bit of twisty turny trail in the mix. There's a whole different set of grades running back from here. There's an orange trail, there's a green trail, and then we're going to do a red trail. I think it's coming up here. Again, I've no idea why I'm in the lead. With drop bars and 40 mil of travel. There you go. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is going to be a mess. Actually, I think, to be honest, it's the lack of dropper post. Anyway, shut up, whinging, 'cause look at that. That's gorgeous. Oh, this is a lot of fun, actually. Woo! Right. Concentrate on the riding, not the chatting. So, before done work for North York Moors. Oh, and there's going to be an interview with him, by the way, in a blog on the Polaris website. He worked for the Forestry Commission, and on his recommendation, we're not doing that little bit of single tracking there because he reckons it's just a slog. So I've just done a little bit of road instead. Give us a chance to have a snack before we do a bit more off-road down to the south end of Dalby Forest. Fire road, right here, down the east-hand side. But if you want, again, whoa, squirrel! There's some optional red grade fun stuff. If you want to mix it up a bit. To be fair, this Stig is probably as close as we'll get to a mountain bike. I've still officially been a gravel bike. Geometry is definitely better than the bikes I used to ride around Dalby on in the early 90s. Basically road bikes, those things. Oh, I'd thoroughly recommend this, even if you take it steady and mellow. Certainly more fun than just being on the fire road, and also, if the weather's a bit grim, it's a lot more sheltered too. Come on, let's do this one. Hey! Ah, Hoochie! Comes to something when the hardtail guys have to take the chicken route to get ahead of you. Shame! Shame! Shame, Dom! Woo! Boom. I'm filming way too much of this, but then again, it's a lot of fun. Woo! Floating. Woo! Gravel Airways. All right, Mick, I think he's been over the limit on his e-bike for most of this ride. Whoa! You may have an advantage through this section though. Yeah. Forget the brakes. Just have to let him go and then float. Whoa! Felt that. Oh, drifting, drifting, drifting the night away. I'm so glad we thought of doing this bit. Way more fun than just gravelling it on the fire road. Whoa! Oh, I need to concentrate on that. Whoa. Yeah, this is a bit scary. Beautiful, I mean, look at the colours. This is gorgeous. Oh! Ah! Okay, I'm coming unstuck now. That was not quite. Oh, come on, ride the berm. Actually, to be fair, if you ride the berms properly, they just rust
the front end coming into that first one, so cowarded it out. But, there's some braking bumps, that's for sure. At least it's better. Yeah. It's just the first one to spook myself on.
Well, this is all right, isn't it? Nice. Just past a bunch of kids on free-ride bikes though. It must have been like, what are they? What a selection. Who cares? Get out, whatever bike you got, probably be able to do this route on it. And it's a belter.
So now we're rolling up the fire road up to Dolby Forest village. So it's very popular for dog walkers and just walkers and other family cyclists, so just take it steady, chill out, wind down a little bit, you know, have a snack, or you know, have a think about what snack you want when you get to the visitor centre. And this is the village that kind of got founded. I mean, I don't know if there's an older basis to it, but most of the buildings here date back from the 1920s, when Dalby was being first planted as part of a scheme to basically keep the unemployed occupied in the Great Depression and also harden them up, apparently. Tougher days, those. But yeah, there's Dalby Forest Bike Hire here. So, you know, you could easily start the ride from here and just, well, do the sort of top section of it as well, if you wanted. There's a tap and luge. And if I just roll around the corner, there's a calf as well. Now we're riding out past the main visitor centre. Well, there's another calf, if the courtyard's busy. There's actually mountain bike trails up in the forest there behind Go Ape. So there's the option to add a bit more chunk to your ride in through there, but they are a bit kind of a step up, aren't they, Dom?
Yeah.
A little more compared to the stuff we've already done. They're a bit more techy.
Proper trail centre, blues, reds and
yeah,
blacks and whatnot.
So we're going to just tap up the valley and then get back over to Lockton, the final furlong. And now we just come off the forest drive, down this little bridleway. Oh, nice little garden of contemplation. Don't think you'll be able to see that. But yeah, we've almost done a full lap of Dalby, to be honest. And then climbing up the far side. Oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Nice little cycle path cut through. So at the top of the climb is actually part of the Moor to Sea route. Just keeps you off the short section of main road. So that's a bonus. So I've ridden most of this before, but yeah, didn't know about this. Winning. And on this section we're actually following signs for the Moor to Sea route, which goes from Thornton le Dale out to Scarborough and then up to Whitley, including Eskdale. So if you fancy something longer and a linear route on the loop, have a look at that too. A little rural detour through Lockton. Nice, isn't it? Got a youth hostel as well. That I did not know. There's lots of accommodation around here because it's such a popular area for tourists, you know, close enough to the coast. You've got Dalby. Oh, and there's an awesome little tea rooms here, Dom assures me. Unfortunately, it's only open Thursday through Sunday.
So we're going to miss it today. But yeah, there we are, Lockton Tea Rooms and Gallery. And then we're heading onwards for some off-road. Got carried away with the tea room. The route's actually down there. Sorry about that. As you head down the road descent out of Lockton, look out for the bridleway. Just before the road turns right, you want to just kick up left onto this little track running all the way up the valley. Well, ain't this pretty? Afternoon, ladies. Sorry to disturb you. We'll just get this gate. Thank you. Yet more rural stroke forest loveliness. And you're not going to meet many folk out here. This is proper tucked away. Lovely bit of trail. And back over the railway we go. So obviously have a stop and a look and a listen before you cross. And then back over the river, up the far side, and roll back into Pickering. Hi, this is a 4x4 graveyard. Well, that was a stinger of a climb out the valley. Luckily all on sort of concrete and tarmac though. The gradient weren't easy. And once you're at the top, you can go up the road and then just drop down the road back into Pickering. But we're going to take this little bridle path through the fields to finish it mostly off-road. You know when you're looking at a map and you see a bridle path and you go, I think it's mostly just field, but it'll be better than the road, so we'll give it a go. And it turns out to be a lovely little bit of single track like this. Absolute winner. As I say, well, I know sort of 90% of this route, some little bridging pieces I put in, have actually turned out really well. And obviously, you know, this is just a base for any route you want to do in the area. I mean, there's obvious extensions all the way out where the, you know, route out to the coast over past Fylingdales, but at the moment, obviously, that's been seriously affected by fire, so give that a miss for a while the growth comes back in, until National Park are happy with people getting out over there, because the fire will still be burning deep underground. So, as we roll back towards Pickering Castle down this beautiful bit of Autumnal Road, hope you've enjoyed coming along for the ride. Obviously, it's just a basis, like I say, you can put all sorts of loops together in this area, but I think we've put together a really good collection in that sort of classic intermediate gravel old school XC style, and all the details you need in terms of how to get here, the facilities in Pickering, where there's food stops on the route, anything seasonal or anything to watch out for as you go around. That'll be on the Polaris Bikewear website, together with fly-through on Strava and a GPX file, so you can upload that to whatever you use for navigating. But, so, hope you've enjoyed it. See you in a month for the next Polaris Bikewear route. Who knows where we'll be going? And if you've got suggestions for where we should go, let us know in the comments. And if you ride this route yourself, then obviously any updates you can give us, super useful for people considering doing it. So yeah, if you are considering doing it and you've watched the video, then check through the comments as well, and hopefully you'll find up-to-date information from people who've done it recently. And if you're local to the route and we've missed any absolute zingers that you think we should be on there, then let us know in the comments as well. But as I say, thanks for coming along for this one. Thanks to Polaris Bikewear for sponsoring the route. Thanks to Dom, Mick, Graham and Ryan for coming with us. There you go.
Get a nice steamy sign on. I can't promise you steam engines on the next one, but I can promise you a cracking ride.